Ladies and gentlemen, babies and everyone, welcome to another new video. My name is Boss Lee, and today I want to share with you guys the build Elemental Hit, Elementalist. Now, this is a build that I recently just tried out and having fun with. It's quite a fun build to play with, and not to mention, in order to build this build, you don't need that much of a currency to actually put into this build. I would say kind of a budget build. You'll see in a moment when I'll talk about it. So basically, the general idea is using Elemental Hit along with 8 golems, because we're using an Elementalist. So we want to take the advantage of all the golems that we can have. And then with a few jewels here and there, you can summon up to 8 golems. And on top of that, does a good amount of clear speed, decent amount of clear speed, but just the only drawback that I find with the build, and they take single target bosses are quite slower than a lot of builds out there. So if you want to try something new, if you have a summoner build, if you're a summoner witch that you want to, change it to something else and you want to try something else, this may be an option for you. So let's jump straight into it, shall we? So the first thing we want to jump into is the Ascendancy. Now the reason why we picked the Elementalist is because the Elementalist has quite a good decent amount of elemental penetration, and also on top of that, good buffs from the golems as well. The reason why is because how Elemental Hit works is basically every hit it will cast out a different element. So there's 3 elements in total: fire, lightning, and cold. So as you can see here, I'll show you I'll demonstrate for you. So if you shoot the first one, well, this is fire. Then after that, there will be lightning, and then it's cold. So it rotates, right? So what the Ascendancy can actually do, so the first thing you want to pick off is you might want to pick off the Summon Golems first, Leech of Primordial. The reason why is because early game, the Golems will be very helpful for you. And also 20% increased damage per Summon Golem. So if you have 8 Golems, there'll be 160 damage increase. 160% damage increase. And then 25% increased effect of buffs granted by your golems per summon golem. So the more golems you have, the more of the increased damage and the more of the effect of the buffs that the golem gives you. That's where we get all the buffs like increased damage, increased crit, and all that from the golems. It will be enhanced, basically. And it gives you 1 additional summon golems as well. And then after that, you can actually choose to pick up Pendulum of Destruction if you want, or you can choose to go for Elemental first. If you're going Golems all the way from the beginning throughout the storyline, then yes, go for Elemental first. So Elemental gives you another additional 20% increased damage, Golem damage per summon Golem. This is Golem damage, so more minion damage for you. 35% chance to avoid elemental ailments. 25% increased effect of buffs granted by your golems per summon golem as well, and another additional summon golem. So from these 2 nodes itself, you got 2 additional summon golems. And then after that, you can pick up Pendulum of Destruction. So this one basically rotates, just like how Pharaoh's Fur rotate. So basically, first, either you get 75% area effect, or then after for 5 seconds, and then after it switch, automatically, it gives you 75% increased elemental damage for 5 seconds. And then lastly, you want to pick up Mastermind of Discord. So the reason why we want to go for this one mainly is because of the penetration. So we are running 3 heralds for this build. We are running Herald of Ice, Ash, and Thunder. So if you're running, because since we are casting out 3 different elements, so the penetration for this Mastermind in Discord, we are taking full advantage of this one. So whether or not we are shooting out ice, or cold, lightning, or fire, we will definitely get penetrations as well. 25% increased effect of the Herald buffs on you, and 25% reduced mana reservation for all the Herald skills as well, which fits in really, really well. So that's the Ascendancy. Now, next up, you want to go through the gear choices. So this is totally not necessary. The whole reason why, because I've never used Aziri's Reflection before, so I just wanted to try it out. Basically, this one is Curse Reflection. It reflects the curses back to the enemy, and it gives me a good amount of energy shield as well. This whole build is built around Chaos Inoculation as well. So basically, we are immune to poison and chaos damage. We have 100% chaos resistance as well, which is really sweet. So this one can easily be replaced, because the whole reason why is because I wanted to try it out. That's it, right? So, and now, on top of that, the price for Aziri's Reflection is a lot cheaper than before. about a month ago, it is used to go for like 16 to 17 Exalt, and now it's only like 6 to 7 Exalt at most. You can get a series reflection. So if you have that kind of budget, be sure to try it out. It's quite fun to play with. Otherwise, just use any normal shield. Just use any titanium spirit shield. So titanium spirit shield, craft anything that gives you a good amount of energy shield. That's about it that you want. So basically, what you want to get from the spirit shield is energy shield and some resist. That's it. That's all you want. Okay. If you can get some crit on it, that'll be good. Otherwise, it's fine. The main weapon is pretty simple, pretty budget. I got this one for 5 chaos. Basically, the one has so the bond you want to go for imbued ones, and then one of the prefix you want to make sure you want to get as much spell damage as you can, increase spell damage. So this build is actually based on attacks, but why are we scaling spell damage as well? Just because we are using Crown of Ice. So Crown of Ice basically increases and reductions to spell damage also apply to attacks at 150% of their value. So that means you're getting more than 100% of the value. You're getting more attack damage from the spell damage. Okay, so that's why we are using Crown of Ice with the effect of using the bow. Anything that on our gear that we are getting spell damage will be given to our attack damage as well. Right. So mainly you want to focus on getting you want to scale spell damage, and then on top of that you want to get attack speed, and then you want to get crit multi. Okay. After that you can put whatever you want. You can put elemental damage, whatever you need. Okay. And then so I covered the helmet, weapon, and the shield. Next one we're going to talk about the amulet. So the amulet, we're going to go for the primordial chain. Reason why, this one allows you to summon 3 more golems. This is really, really helpful. Although it actually weakens your golem by quite a bit, still we are only having the golems there as a buff. We are not relying on them for damage. We are only relying on them for buffs. So the more golems we have, the more stronger we get, just because of the Ascendancy I mentioned before. So basically this one gives you 3 additional golems, and then reduces their size, their damage, and their life, and the game move speed. Okay, so this is quite important. And the rings, you want to go for strength, because okay, the thing is, what we are lacking now, we are lacking strength and the dexterity. So you just try to get enough for you to be able to equip your gems and your gear. This should be fine. Here I got the Moonstone ring just because I want to get more energy shield. Got tier 1 strength and tier 1 intelligence, and some flat energy shield, and also some increased damage. You can get anything similar to this one, or any resist that you can get. But if you're getting the same gears that I'm getting now, your resist shouldn't be much of a problem. I went for the Aziri Splendor instead of going for a Val Regalia. The reason because the most of my gems that I'm using on my armor will be off colors. So if you want to get off colors, all 5 of them on the Val Regalia is quite tough actually, unless you do Vorici method on coloring the sockets and socketing. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very tough. You're going to be wasting thousands and thousands of chromatic orbs just trying to get the off colors. Okay. So that's the reason why I went for this one, because this one gives me a good amount of energy shield as well. Not too bad, like 586. And on top of that, it gives me 21 to up to 25% all res. So it gives me res, give me energy shield. That's all I need. If you can get this one, what you can do is, instead of buying straight for the 6ling, what you can do is you can buy a non-6ling one, and try to get a max roll on it, like the highest energy shield you can get, and with the best resist. And then after that, get the Prophecy Fated Connections, because Fated Connections are dirt cheap right now. It only costs you less than 2 exalts for the Prophecy. Use the Prophecy and then just do the socketing, and then it will link by itself 6ling immediately. So that's what I really recommend. That's what I did. So basically get a best roll armor for this one, and then use the Prophecy to 6-link it, rather than 6-link it with the fusings. Because if you want to 6-link with fusings itself, it's going to be really, really tough, because it's going to take a lot of fusings. So that's what I really recommend. And then the other ring, you want to get Assassin Mark on hit, because we're going for crit. Other than Assassin Mark on hit, try to get Dexterity and Strength, and some energy shield. And I crafted non-channeling skills have minus total mana cost, just because I want to get more. I want to spam more of my elemental hit as much as I can.
I need more
right?
mana.
So this is what you can get, and then after that, on top of that, anything else like crit multi, energy shield, stuff like that that you can scale from. Simple gloves, just silk gloves with flat energy shield and some res. Simple, some dex if you can. Crystal belt, again energy shield and resist. And the boots, same thing, energy shield, resist, move speed, and some res. That's it, right? It's pretty simple. These are all basic stuff that you can get energy shield and resist. That's about it. That's where you get all your resist from, right? So that's the gear choices. Now I want to explain about the gem links. Now the gem links is pretty simple. For the one, I have Stone Golem connected to Flame Dash and Blood Rage. For the helmet, I have Herald of Ice, Herald of Discipline, and Herald of Ash linked to Enlighten. Why I didn't link to Herald of Thunder here as well, just because I'll explain it in a moment. So basically, Ice, Fire, and Discipline linked with Enlighten. And the reason why I put Herald of Thunder here, so the thing is this, right? We are using Elemental Equilibrium, or whatever shit, sorry. So... so this one, Herald of Thunder basically sends out jolts when you won't go close to the enemy. So you want to avoid that because you want to maximize your penetration from the equilibrium. So you want to avoid the jolts jolting the enemy, because otherwise, once it jolts the enemy, it will give them more resistances of the other element, which means because we are shooting 3 different elements like fire, ice, and coal, when the enemy gets jolted with lightning, it will gain 25% increased resistances for lightning. So you want to avoid that. So basically, you want to avoid that by putting in brutality. So brutality allows the Herald Thunder have no lightning jolts on the enemy with precision. On the armor, basically the main links will be Elemental Hit linked with damage on full life, because we are always on full life because of Chaos Inoculation. Elemental damage with attacks. GMP for better clear speed. So basically the only gem swap you're going to be swapping out when single target is putting in Hypothermia, replacing the GMP. Inspiration support and Energy Leech, because we are leeching Energy Shield and also there's more damage to it. For the gloves, as I like to use Portal Stones, Shield Charge, linked with faster attacks, and Chaos Golem. And here we have Flame Golem, Ice Golem, and Lightning Golem linked with Elemental Army, because they will apply the elemental exposure on the enemies, giving them more penetration as well. Okay, so the only gem swap link here will be the Hypothermia swapping with the GMP, right? So that is the gem links. And the flasks that we are using right now, we are using Quicksilver Flask of Heat. So this one gives me move speed and crit chance. Dying Sun for more projectiles. So instead of blasting out 5 projectiles, we get to blast out 7. So you got more here. And Wise Oak for more penetration. And lastly, Cinder Swallow's Urn because of Onslaught. And also gives us Leech as well, which is really useful. Okay. So the Pantheons I'm using right now will be Lunaris with Shikari. I'm meant to be changing this. So you want to go for this one. Groktul with Lunaris for the Pantheon. And the Bandits will be Alira, so that we get Res and Crit Multi. And lastly, the skill tree. Right. So skill tree will be starting off from Witch here. First up, you want to go through this way on the right. Moving up, you can pick up Deep Wisdom for some Energy Shield and some Mana and Intelligence. And then after that, you can pick this up later, like Energy Shield and Arcane Will, because we won't be having a lot of Energy Shield from the beginning anyway. So you want to move down here and go up and pick up Throat Seeker if you want for Crit Multi. And then you move upwards and go up to here, and then you can pick up all the 1 crit nodes here. So these are the only attack nodes for the ones as well for over here. So you want to pick up all the nodes right here. And then you want to move to the left and then pick up the Golem Commander. So this one gives you more damage while you have a Summon Golem. Increase the buff effect and additional Golem as well. And then after that, you want to move down here and pick up Unnatural Calm if you want. And then after that, you want to go move to the left, and then you want to pick up Zealot's Oath. So basically, Zealot's Oath will convert your life regeneration to your energy shield regeneration instead. And then after that, you can move down here and pick up Faith and Steel to give you more res and more energy shield. And then you can pick up Righteous Army if you want, so that your golems will be much more will have much more survivability. Sorry that I'm stuttering a lot today. And then after that, you want to pick up the node here, jewel node that you can use, Transcendent of Flesh. So Transcendent of Flesh is actually quite good. This is not mandatory again, because this jewel costs you about 1 exalt, I think. So instead of using this, you can replace with any other jewel. But the reason why I'm using this jewel because I get more crit multi from this jewel because of the strength nodes here. So I'll be getting more crit multi from here. Moving on the right here, you want to pick up Chaos Inoculation if you can. And then after that, you want to pick up Ghost Reaver because we'll be leeching Energy Shield instead of life and doubles the Energy Shield leech, which gives us a lot of leech, right? And then you want to move down here to get Soul Thief to gain more leech as well. And then after that, you want to pick up a jewel node. They can put in a jewel. So the jewels, right, that you want to pick up, basically you want to pick up jewels that gives you crit multi for fire skills, elemental skills, lightning skills, or cold skills. If you have any of these two on one jewel itself, it only costs you like 5 to 10 chaos each, the jewel. It's really, really cheap, okay? And then after that, you want to move down here and then pick up Trickery, and then after that, Assassination for more crit multi. And then you want to move down here for Foresight. And then after that, Elemental Equilibrium. So this one, as it says, enemies you hit with elemental damage temporarily gets 25% resist. And then minus 50% resist to other elements. That's why we don't want the lightning to jolt. Because if they jolt, they'll gain resistances that we don't want because we will be shooting out fire and coal. If you get what I mean. Right? And then after that, let's see. Next, the Anima Stone is what you want to pick up as well because this one gives you another additional golem. And one to another additional golem if you have 3 primordial items equipped. Which we have. And then, the cluster jewels that I'm using right now is very simple. Here, another jewel socket for the same thing, lightning, fire skills, and elemental skills as well, and some fire resist. So the cluster jewels is pretty simple. I went for the large cluster for elemental damage. I went for Prismatic Heart because I want some resist as well, and some elemental damage. And then Sadist will gives you much more elemental damage because you will be chilling, igniting, and shocking. So this one will be very good to scale with. And then the medium clusters, for the medium cluster, I'm only using one of it. So this one I'm getting here is Pressure Points and Savage Response. So Pressure Points will give me a chance to deal double damage and crit chance increase, crit multi and crit chance. And then after that, small cluster will be getting Will Shaper. So Will Shaper will be very useful because we'll be getting a lot of energy shield just from Will Shaper itself. Because you're getting mana, extra maximum energy shield. Same thing, I'm getting a Stalwart Commander here. Just a small cluster will be the energy shield cluster. Along with Stalwart Commander, just because I have Discipline, gives me 30% increased aura effect. Okay, and the other cluster jewel I'm using right here is the medium one that gives me crit chance. Eye of the Storm. Because I want to get increased effect of the chill and the shock, and increase crit chance, and then precise retaliation. So this one gives me 80% increased crit chance if I haven't blocked, and if I've blocked, it gives me 40% increased crit multi. Win-win. And then small jewel socket again, Will Shaper, with the increased maximum energy shield. And that's pretty simple. Like, you know, that's not much of a big hoo-ha about the skill tree right here. Is pretty straightforward, and that's about it. That's pretty much it, the whole build. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. This is actually just a fun build to play with. It's not really a build that you can crush any end game bosses or whatnot. Just something that you can play around with if you have a witch lying around, you want to try something different, or you can scale a lot better with better gears if you can. Just try this out, and I find it quite fun to play with. I just want to share this build with you guys. If you guys have any recommendations or suggestions, please drop a comment down below. If you like the video, like and subscribe my channel. I do a lot of build guides and crafting guides and whatnot. Builds on my YouTube channel as well. If you like it, like and subscribe. I stream on Twitch. My Twitch description is down below as well. Do drop any comments if you have any suggestions. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week and the rest of your day as well. I'll see you guys on the next video.